Welcome back to Cooking for Kids with Jack. Today I'm at my GiGi's house. We're gonna make biscuits today. My GiGi is 87 years old.
You had to tell them, right?
First step to cooking is washing your hands. Go over to a sink, turn the water on warm, put some soap on your hands, scrub it together until it makes bubbles, then go like this in the sink until all the soap is off. First we're going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees. You need 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a half teaspoon salt, a half cup of butter cut into small pieces, and 1 cup of milk. Hey GiGi, why don't you tell us about this thing? What is it?
This is the first and only flour sifter I have owned. My husband is a new groom, bought it for me for my first present. I've used it ever since.
Now we're going to, in a large bowl, combine flour, baking powder, and salt. So, 2 cups of flour. So what do you do? What do you use the sifter for, GiGi?
To make it nice and fine,
Nice.
not lumpy.
That's almost 2 cups.
Almost, okay.
That's good.
That's good?
Now pour it in the flour sifter. You don't need a flour sifter to make this recipe.
But you're gonna use it anyway, right?
Yep.
Okay, there's a little hole I have to stick my finger in. There.
Now we put it over the bowl. And go like this.
You want to put your other stuff with it? Your baking soda and stuff in with it?
No, you put it in after it's in the bowl.
Oh, okay.
Wow, this makes the flour look really nice. Now we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Hey GiGi, where'd you get these measuring spoons?
I don't know. I've had them for many, many years. One tablespoon.
Yep, 1 tablespoon. And now we add a half teaspoon of salt. This is a half teaspoon. And
Oh, you've got the salt. Okay.
go like that. Never measure it over your bowl, because if you accidentally pour the whole thing in your bowl, it tastes horrible.
Right.
And now we add cut up butter. So take your stick of butter, take it out, and cut it up into small pieces.
Just, okay, that's okay.
And now we do the worst thing in cooking history, pastry cutting. So you take your cutting board.
Wait a minute, dear. Put it down. I'll show you what to do.
So you take a spatula and do this and put them in like this. Hey Gigi, do you want to do the pastry cutting?
Yeah, I've got one of those.
You do?
Yep.
How old is it?
I can't remember, but it's pretty old.
You're gonna want to do the pastry cutting thing until it looks like this, all nice and crumbly. And now you want to add your milk. 1 cup of milk. Let's see if it's 1 cup. Yep, 1 cup. And now we pour it in. Hey Fly, get out of my food. And now we mix it up with a wooden spoon. Hey Gigi, do you have a wooden spoon?
I don't have a wooden spoon.
You don't?
Don't think so. No, I don't think it really has to be a wooden spoon. I don't have
This might work. Tell them what you're doing. Whoops, our oven preheated. Our oven's preheated.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not ready to put it in.
No.
Okay. Now what do you do? So you,
That's too watery. If your dough is too watery like this, just eyeball some flour. Does anyone know where some flour is? Oh, right here. And now you add it in and then mix it up until it's not too sticky and not too watery.
yeah, that looks more like it.
You don't want wet dough. You want a little sticky and a little dry. If you make your dough too sticky, your biscuits will be too soft. And if you make it too dry, it's gonna be too hard. Now we're going to do the fun part. You take some flour and put it on your cutting board, and then you flour your hands so it doesn't stick. And then you take a pastry cutter and pastry cut it to, and roll out the dough until it's 3/4 of an inch thick, and then pastry cut it, and then make it 3/4 of an inch thick, and then put it on a cookie sheet. What's this old pastry cutter, Gigi?
Well, that's too big for what you're making. You're making a small biscuit.
Yeah, but what's this?
That's a cutter. See, I roll mine out to 2 inches. And then I cut it with that 2 inches, and my biscuits are that big when they come out.
Ooh, that sounds good.
So, we didn't have too much homemade bread. We used to make biscuits with these.
Really?
Yeah.
Now we take, how much flour should I use, Gigi?
How much flour? Just enough so that it won't stick. Right?
Yep.
Whoops. I think we need a spoon.
Yeah. Flour the board. It's snowing.
Okay, I think that's enough.
And now spread it out with your hands.
Right. This comes a fun part.
And now you take a biscuit cutter. First, before you get your biscuit cutters out, you take all your dough and put it on the cutting board covered with flour.
Yeah.
Hey Gigi, why don't you knead the biscuits? So it gets covered in flour.
Cover your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You're a really good kneader.
You think so? Yeah. You want to put a bit of flour on that?
And now take a rolling pin. Do this until it's 3/4 of an inch thick. Is that 3/4 of an inch thick?
Yeah, well, you can fudge a little like that.
And now make sure you have your ungreased cookie sheet ready. Hey Gigi, where'd you get this cookie sheet?
Somebody that was at the house once had 2 of those and wanted to know if I wanted them. So it's not really that old.
Hey Gigi, why don't you talk about this, where you get it?
That is a biscuit cutter that I inherited from my mother, that inherited from her mother and her grandmother. We've had it in the family for great-great-grandmother.
Really?
And it's still here.
Wow.
See?
That's old. And now you take your biscuit cutter and go like this, and take your biscuits and then go like this and put them on the baking dish,
Look, it's perfect.
and then do that until you have your whole dough with holes in it and you can't fit another biscuit, and then make it into a dough again.
Great.
And now you go like this. Now roll it out. Is that good, Gigi?
Right. That's perfect.
Now you go. Now you make more biscuits.
Okay.
That's perfect. Now we do it again.
Might as well. We don't want to waste it.
Hey Gigi, when did you learn how to cook?
I'm glad to have somebody teach me how to cook.
Yeah, when did you learn how to cook?
Oh, how did I learn how? From my mother.
Really?
My mother, your great-grandmother, was a wonderful cook.
Really?
Oh, there's nothing she couldn't make. Yeah.
When did you learn how to cook biscuits?
Let's see, this is just watching her.
Really?
Yeah, after you watch somebody for years and years and years, you'll know how to do it. Right.
Now I think we can make one more.
That poor little guy's gonna be full of cracks.
And then put it on the cookie sheet, and can we make another biscuit out of this?
Yeah, that's right. We don't want to waste any of that dough. Whoops. I think that's going to go.
You can make pretzels.
To make a pretzel.
Yeah, let's make pretzel sticks.
I think we might put that right in the rubbish.
Now you're gonna put your biscuits close together like this, but make sure they don't touch. And then you put them in the oven for 10 minutes. Hey Gigi, can you move your stool?
Yes, dear.
And then you put them in the oven. When your biscuits are done, take them out with a pot holder it somewhere safe where no one would touch the 400 degrees pan. And once they've cooled, put butter on them or jelly. I put butter on them right now and take a big bite.
Super.
They're good.
Is mine good?
Mm-hmm.
Mmm. These are better than mine.
Really?
Really. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Gigi, for being in episode 3, Cooking for Kids with Jack.
Thank you, Jack, for including me in your episode.
You're welcome.